Understanding anxiety. In this series, we'll be looking at anxiety. Part 1 describes anxiety and what causes it. Part 2 talks about the symptoms of anxiety and the different types of anxiety. And Part 3 looks at treatment tips. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is uncomfortable feelings of fear or impending disaster. Although some anxiety is normal to a response or stressful situation, a person may not come up with an effective way to manage the event. Anxiety can range from feelings of uneasy and worried to severe panic. The aim of this presentation is to provide information and tips as to help people manage when anxiety becomes a problem and begins to impact on a person's social, professional, or personal well-being. Anxiety generally causes people to experience changes in body sensations, thinking, behaviours, or emotions. So how common is anxiety? The latest Australian National Survey of Mental Health and Wellbeing, which was conducted in 2007, found that approximately out of 16 million people, 45% of the population had a mental disorder at some point in time in their life. From that 45%, 20% had been experiencing a mental health problem for longer than 12 months before the survey. So that's approximately 3.2 million Australians have been experiencing a mental health disorder for 12 months. From that 20%, 14.4% of the group was found to be experiencing anxiety. So we'll say about 1 million Australians were living with an anxiety disorder. So statistically, half the population of Australia is experiencing a mental health disorder, and 1 out of every 16 people is anxiety. So what types of people get anxiety? Well, anxiety is not specific to whether you're male, female, young, rich, poor, or from a different culture. But there are some factors that can put people more at risk than others. So what does cause anxiety? Well, there are several factors which cause high anxiety, much the same as many other medical conditions. There's a genetic factor. Family history is a factor. Research shows that people with a family history of anxiety are more likely, though not always, also likely to experience anxiety. There's a chemical factor. Research suggests that people who experience high levels of anxiety may have difficulties with chemicals of the brain to regulate the body. This, though of no choice of their own, can cause biological problems. Medications can correct this and relieve some but not all symptoms of anxiety. There is the life experience factor. Certain experiences can make people more susceptible to anxiety. Events such as breakups can be stressful factors that can challenge a person's coping skills and leave them feeling vulnerable to anxiety. The personality factor. Certain personality types are more at risk of anxiety. Research shows that people who have a tendency to be shy or low in self-esteem are more likely to experience high levels of anxiety. The thinking factor. Certain types of thinking can make people more vulnerable to high anxiety, such as people who are perfectionists or try to be constantly in control of their emotions may worry way more and feel more stressed. The behavioural factor. Certain ways of behaviour also place people at risk of maintaining high levels of anxiety, such as when people become avoidant,